Be the next Pat Smage. Why not shoot for the top? So, if you're from Wisconsin, how did you meet your wife?
Those 5 every day.
RC unicycling, right? I couldn't find any tutorials for this though, so. 4 inches of snow. Do you think the bicycle helps? I hit 10,000 subscribers on this channel a little while back, and that's pretty neat. So if you're one of those, thanks for watching. Before I hit that number, I asked you guys for some questions so I could do a Q&A video. So over the past few days, I've gone out on a few different bikes and answered your questions. I also did one of these on the RYP TV channel. If you want to check that one out, click up here. That one's all about motorcycle riding. This one's going to be a mix of bicycle and motorcycle riding questions. So I think it's time to get started. This guy has 2-year-old twins, and he's wondering what steps he should take to get them to be the next Pat Smage. Well, first of all, I would say don't have the goal be to be the next me, but why not shoot for the top? Try to get them into world rounds. Try to be the next Tony Bow or something like that. You know, that was always my goal when I was younger. I wanted to be a world round competitor. And while that didn't work out, my life is still pretty sweet. So if you shoot for the very top and maybe just end up where I'm at, that's good too. But as far as trying to get to that level, they're 2 years old, so they're probably ready for a strider at least, and not too long, and they'll be ready for one of these, or the smaller version. They make a 12.5 offset that, I mean, the thing is tiny. You can put training wheels on it, put a handle in the back to keep them going where you want to, turn the dials way down where it can barely move, and it's pretty safe no matter how small and new they are to it. But I'd say get them going on electric bikes, take them to some local competitions. I know there's a pretty strong club in Oklahoma that I'm sure would love to have some young guys riding if they don't already. That's a great place to start. If they take to it, then head to some bigger events. The Nationals have a kids class. The Youth Nationals will have all the kids from around the country attending. And go from there. And then maybe when they're 14 or so, you'll know how serious they want to take it. If they are on a good path, they love it, want to take it to the top level, then hopefully you'll have some support from a team like Factory One or something like that, and you'll have the opportunity to get some help and go to Europe, because that's what you got to do. If you want to be the best, you got to live, ride, and train with the best. So that's really the only way to do it, is to move over there and put everything they have into it. But it's hard, so good luck. How long did it take before you were any good at trials riding? Trying to learn to track stand right now, but feeling discouraged. Well, that's a good question. I think I learned so long ago when I was pretty young. That's when I started. So, I mean, I was learning things every day and learning relatively quickly, or at least it felt like it anyway. I just took every little thing I learned as a big win for that day. And yeah, I had a blast at the progression of the sport. I think that's what keeps you coming back. Maybe you just need to turn that frustration into motivation, and instead of getting bummed out when you can't learn something, just take it as a challenge, try something different, mix it up, and hopefully you'll be on your way. But you can't get too frustrated. Things can take a long time to learn. I think it's worth it in the long run. When you do work on something extra hard and finally get it, it's better than if it comes easy. Oh, whoops. Forgot about that hole. Thought I could land over here. Whoa. I'm still learning too, see? I'm really not any good. I just try to make videos that look like I'm good. Maybe if you're struggling with track standing, switch it up, work on something different, come back to it, and maybe you'll be better off. I'm out for a little sunset into darkness ride. A little bit of snow, so might as well answer some questions too, right? You think you will ever do a group ride? Well, I think that would be a lot of fun, but I don't know how many people are in this area. So if you're from Wisconsin, southern Wisconsin hopefully, and you'd be interested in that, let me know. Maybe we can get something set up at Alpine Valley someday. Do you know this old Tony? Huh. I don't think I do, but he sounds kind of boring. I mean, all the Tonys I know are pretty young. How did you meet your wife? Well, you might not believe this, but we actually met through a mutual friend on MySpace, so that ages our relationship a bit, I'd say. But I actually like to think we didn't meet on the internet, since you don't really know who a person is until you see him in person. So I asked her for a deal. She hooked me up at the restaurant she worked with, and now we're married and stuff. Hannah, any recommendations for stretching routines to stay healthy? I'm going to send it back to her in the house.
Today, I'm going to show you 5 quick and easy stretches that you have to hold for 1 minute each that will benefit your health. The first one is down dog. It'll help benefit your calves and hamstrings. Make sure the heels are pressed nice and down into the ground. The next one will be the lunge hip stretch. What you're going to do is you're going to lunge your foot forward, bring down your back knee, then walk your hands to the inside of your foot. If you want a deeper stretch, you can bring your elbows down onto the ground. The next one is pigeon pose. So what you're going to do is you're going to bring your leg underneath you, and then you're going to place your hands in front. If you like a deeper stretch, you can come down to your elbows or lengthen your arms. Or if you want to advance it, you can bring the back leg up and hook on to your foot. What this is going to do is it's going to help stretch your quadriceps. Now I'm going to show you a shoulder stretch. You're going to place the arm across your body, then bring the opposite arm up, put pressure on your forearm, and where you should feel the stretch is all along the shoulder down into your bicep and tricep. The next one, it's a chest opener. It's called the door frame stretch. You're going to place each arm on each side, and then you're going to distribute your weight nice and forward. If you need to modify this and it's putting too much pressure onto your lower back, you can step one leg forward and then put your weight in. Now, if you do those 5 every day, you will be ready to play.
Might as well get in a little bit of RC unicycling, right? It might be kind of tough to focus on the question, on the riding, and on the RCing, but I'll see what I can do. Maybe start off with a little crawl line here. Test my focusing balance skills. Oh, nope, I failed already. Might be a good time to whip out a question, huh? This guy wants to know, what are the best trials bikes? How do you get started in trials? And where can he find some tutorials? Well, the best trials bikes, and I'm not just biased, but Sherco and Scorpa are very, very good bikes. But the most important thing is they have the best parts support and dealer support with RYP. They know how to take care of their customers, and they've been doing it for a long time. And while a lot of the modern brands, any modern bike is very good from all the different brands, RYP just continues to have the best support, and that really helps when you need help. And they have very good bikes to back it up. So I would definitely look for that to get started in trials. Just look for a used Sherco or Scorpa would be your best bet. And even if it's a few years old, you can get a pretty good deal on it. And then go to your local club. Maybe even before you buy a bike, go to a local club if you have one. Check out a competition and get started riding that way. And if you're looking for some tutorial videos, I've actually done one every month last year for the online and free publication On the Pegs. So check those out, and now I'm actually uploading them to the RYP TV channel, which is right up here. One each month. It's a year behind from On the Pegs, but same videos, and hopefully you can learn a lot from them. Whoa! Hopefully I can learn to RC crawl unicycle a little better. I couldn't find any tutorials for this though, so kind of learning on my own. Ooh, that's not good, but it's okay. Well, we got a few more inches of snow, and I have a few more questions to answer. So, let's get to it. Can you please come to Australia and do some coaching? I would love to go to Australia for just about anything. Bicycle, motorcycle, whatever. It's a place I've always wanted to see. That said, it's pretty far away, so it's pretty expensive. But if you can line up a group to cover the expenses and everything, get a bike lined up, then I'm in. Please make it happen. I'm also available in the States, wherever I'm traveling to, or locally for single rider or group lessons. I like to keep the group small, so each one has a little bit more time. Just seems to work better that way, and it's easier for me to deal with. But motorcycle or bicycle, if you're interested, I can help you out. Do you think the bicycle helps with moto skills? Yeah, I know the bicycle helps with moto skills because, I learned both kind of at the same time, and it really helped progress my riding on both of them. A lot of the skills directly transfer over. Things like balance, cardio, that sort of thing, brake control, body positioning, it's all very similar. And then even some techniques are very similar from one to the other as well. For example, hopping the bike around, very similar on a motorcycle and a bicycle. You just have more weight to work with and the power and the suspension with a motorcycle, but the idea is the same, the movements are the same, timing is just a little bit different. And then even some techniques going over obstacles and even back tire hops, very similar on a bicycle and motorcycle. You can see I run a moto style, so the rear brake is like the clutch. I'll put some footage of a motorcycle hops right here too. Just different timing with suspension. You have a rear brake on your foot rather than pedal kicking and a throttle. If you could only have one bike for everything, would you favor the fat bike or full suspension bike? That one is pretty easy for me. I would pick a fat bike for sure. I really like how much fun I can have on it no matter where I'm at. If I'm in the snow, riding some trails, riding some trials, dirt trails in the summer, single track, cross country, a little bit of downhill. I even take it on the road, do some dual sport rides, and yeah, I could take it to a skate park. Pretty much anywhere I go, I can find fun with it, and the full suspension has its place. It's really awesome on steep, rough, downhill trails and jumps, things like that, but we don't have a lot of that around here, and I just don't find myself riding enough of that to prefer it over something that I can ride a little bit more of everything on. Although I would really like to get on an actual trail bike and see what I can do on that. I think that would suit my style a little better than the enduro bike. It's just a little bit overkill for the trails around here most of the time. And that is going to conclude this Q&A. I don't know why I keep thinking this is a good idea to ride and answer questions at the same time. It just seems like more fun than sitting there, but makes it pretty tough to focus on both. So my answers might not have been perfect, might not have been that great, but hopefully you still found some entertainment in it.